Morning everybody. Had a bit of a frost last night. Still quite cool, but the sun is coming around and got a big job I want to get done. There's a path along here that is really uneven and sloping, and it doesn't match up to the bridge that I made to get into the polytunnel. So I want to make it a stepped path so that it's level with this walkway into the polytunnel. And when I had a machine here, an excavator, when we first levelled all this plot out, I dug this hole and this hole for IBC containers to collect rainwater off the polytunnel when I get it covered. So the idea is to sink the containers in the ground, only about a foot, and then filling around them with some pea gravel so that I can get the tanks lower to collect more water off the tunnel. There's a rook on the roof. So I need to get the sides of this shored up as well. So quite a big job, and I'll hopefully get it done this weekend over a couple of days. So I'm going to have a quick look at what's got to be done and we'll get cracking. So I think I might have to empty this water butt. The bricks that it's sitting on aren't actually on this slab, but I think the slab needs to go that way a little bit. Okay, I'll get some watering cans, take out of there what I can, and then I can use that water for some cement, concrete or whatever. And I suppose the rest we'll have to just dump. Bit of ice in here. Okay, I managed to move the bin with about half full, so it wasn't too bad. And what I couldn't fit in the watering cans went over the fence to try and save wetting this anymore. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to use the sides of this as the datum, if you like, the level that we're working to, because obviously that's a fixed point, we can't alter that. So the slabs I'm going to want probably about that height going across there. So that needs to be a level area that you stand on and walk into the polytunnel. And I want the slabs higher than the weed membrane so that I can put some bark on top of that at a later date. So from that point there then, we're going to have a step down onto this area. So from sort of there, it might be one step, it might be two steps. If it's one step that's too big, then we'll have to make it two. And then from that side will be a step up so that it blends in with the slabs that I've got over there by the bench and the compost bay and what have you. obviously if you were doing this, measuring it all out properly, working it all out properly, you'd calculate your treads and your risers, etc. But this is just a vegetable plot garden path, you know. We don't have to be too scientific about it, as long as it looks half decent and it's safe. That's the important thing. So, I think I'm going to get a spade. I'm going to dig that area out here where I never got round to putting a slab in, and to take those 2 slabs out, and then I've got to get a piece of timber because I need to carry on this timber siding across to that point there, so that it holds this bed back, and when an IBC tank goes in here and we fill around it with a bit of pea gravel, the gravel isn't all falling onto the path. So that's the first job. So I've got that roughly levelled off. I'm just going to put the slabs on the soil. I'm not going to put membrane down and lay them on sand or concrete or anything like that. That's all these are. And I don't mind the odd weed coming up through the cracks and things. I think it just adds a little bit of character, and you can just get your spade and scrape them off. So what I'm going to do now is get this old floor joist that I've cut out of the house in along there to retain that bed and start making the retaining structure for the IBC tank. So I think that's roughly in position. So we're going to have to cut this about there. This is my pencil, just making a mark where I've got to cut. I think what I'll do actually, cut that there as well before I cut it off, and then that gives me a couple of logs for the log burner tonight. There we go. And some firewood. So if we can get this in there. Oh, like a glove. Need to just dig out that end. That will take a second. That's that one just about in. I just need to take a bit out. It's just a bit high in the middle, I think. Yeah. Try that. That's better. Grovelling around in the mud again. That'll do, that'll settle. So I'm going to dig this bit now, get that slab put in there, and as you probably noticed, I'm not using a spirit level or anything. It's all just going to be by eye. I spend so much time at work as an engineer doing things to the millimetre, half millimetre, and in the house getting everything plumb, square and what have you, because of the renovation work. It's nice to just do a job where you don't have to be precise. So get this dug out. I'm just putting all the soil in there at the moment because we're going to have to backfill up there a bit. So I'm going to get this one in. Then I'm probably going to have to take that one out and make a step, because I think by the time we've got this in at this sort of level, and then we get another one, it's going to be quite a big step from that point to here. So I think we're going to have to make not this one but the next slab a step. So right, more digging. I'm going to get this one in and then I think it's time for a brew. Don't mind if this one slopes uphill a little bit actually, because all of these slabs that I've laid in here slope that way, because that's the high part of the garden. I want the water to run off. So let's see. Yeah. These slabs in my 20s I would throw around, no problem. They're definitely heavier nowadays. That's not bad. I'm going to have to step it out that way a little bit because I poured this concrete beam to keep the shed where it is. You can see it goes under there like that, because this ground was higher and I dug it out to lay all these slabs. So to stop the shed from falling over, I poured that beam. That'll be alright. Get some stuff under that corner, that'll be fine. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to put a step because it's going to be too high otherwise. Be a really big step down. So the plan is to now put some brickwork here, brickwork, blockwork, whatever I've got lying around, to kind of split this height from about here to here in half, and then we'll have a step on there. So put some bricks down, another slab on that, and then we'll put some brickwork on top of that slab to make the next step, which will be the height to walk into the polytunnel. That's the plan anyway. So I just need to scrape this soil off this slab. Like so. And I have gone and got my spirit level. I know I said I wasn't going to, but the more diligent person in me is saying I really should get a spirit level for the brickwork. So I think what we're going to do at the back there is, I've got a piece of concrete block here that'll go at the back. And then these old bricks I shall bring out so that we've got about half a slab covered here, and then we'll put the other slab up the top. Just awkward, I can't get my long level in this little gap here. So that's that brickwork done. So what I need to do now is move the barrow back, put some of this soil behind them bricks and try and pack it down so that it supports the slab that's going to get cemented on the top here. And I need the soil at the back just to hold the back of the slab up. So when I'm putting the soil in, I need to allow for the thickness of the cement on here as well. So that's the next job, and then we'll get that slab that the barrow's on there. If you can hear grinding, that's Julie using a grinder to cut some old nails out of some skirting board. Okay, I need a little stick or something just to tamp that soil down. I've got to do this without disturbing the brickwork. Change of plan. I'm going to carry these slabs along here at this sort of fall, just a gentle fall that way, not put another step in. So I'm going to have to dig this out a bit and put it here, and then I'm going to, with the cement and that I've got, I'm going to put a footing in here, and there'll be a step up that way from these slabs, and then that saves me building another step here on top of that one, which because if I did that I'd then have to backfill this loads, whereas if I just carry these along, there's a lot less digging, a lot less backfilling, and then there'll be another step up somewhere here behind me to reach the level of those over there. So I think that's a plan. So we're going to have to build it up a bit. What I want to do now is just dig this back a little bit and put that corrugated sheet in here to hold that back until I get the tank in this hole and backfilled with gravel, because otherwise any slabs I put up there, the rain's just going to wash the soil away from underneath them. So that's the next job. And I will have to cut that sheet down. I have to get the grinder out once I've got it buried, like I did with these. I left them like that because until I get this finished, I don't know what height to cut them off at. Let's get this dug out. That'll do, temporary. So I'll just get some soil behind that. I need to dig this bit. Oh, we're going to have a step there, so I'll just get some down this side. Now I've got that in place, roughly, it needs cutting, and then the piece I cut off needs putting in as well towards that end to finish it off. I'm going to get this creeping buttercup. It's everywhere. Absolute nightmare. In fact, I'm going to go and get a trowel. That. What I'm going to do is get that cement in there now, because it's been mixed for quite a while. So I think what I'm going to do is start taking some of these up that go in front of the shed, because when I laid the path here all the way along, we're about 1.5 inches or so higher than these, so these have got to come up anyway to be relayed, and I'm thinking I might as well take them up and use them on this piece to match this level here. And because we've got slabs everywhere, and when sheds come down or the greenhouse gets moved, etc., we can use some of those to finish this bit off.